This is the NXT TakeOver 36 review. Today, I'm going to be covering the last ever NXT Black and Gold pay-per-view, NXT 36. And man, I gotta say, it is so weird how in just 1 year, it went from Black and Gold to then this overly saturated, colored puke of a mess called NXT 2.0. Personally, 2.0 isn't terrible by any means, but it's not even close as good as the old school Black and Gold NXT. And I gotta say, man, if you compare every other current NXT pay-per-view takeover, whatever you want to call it, compared to the last Black and Gold NXT pay-per-view takeover, man, it's not even close. And this pay-per-view, man, I gotta say, even though it's not that old, here's why to me it is retro. It's because it was another time period in NXT, because they pretty much jumped major ship after the just murdered off NXT Black and Gold. They even fired Samoa Joe, who just won the belt this night against Karrion Kross. There was a lot of history that happened tonight, really. This pay-per-view kind of showed the importance of the Black and Gold history. Samoa Joe becoming a 3-time champion for NXT. Adam Cole and Kyle are now both in AEW. A lot happened on this show, man. LA Knight is now a model influencer talent manager. It is really honestly insane. I mean, seriously. Now, let's dive into this. First match on the night is the $1 Million Championship match, LA Knight versus Cameron Grimes. With, of course, at ringside, Ted DiBiase. Before he managed models, LA Knight was the champion versus Cameron Grimes, who is now doing amazing work in the NXT 2.0. And man, this crowd was hot for Cameron Grimes. Honestly, no one really cared about Knight in this match. It was more about Cameron Grimes and Ted DiBiase. And man, I gotta say, this match was very, very good for an opener. It was fast-paced, a lot of great moves. LA Knight hits Grimes with a burning hammer. I was like, oh my god, that's crazy, you know? And a giant suplex off the top rope. And it was just a crazy match. There was a lot of great spots, a lot of high flying, but also a lot of just solid match work. A lot of boots on the mat, you know? Because if you know me, I prefer telling a story more than just doing flips. To me, both are great, but I prefer one over the other, and this match had more of a story than just flips. And I gotta say, man, it was a very, very good job. Grimes get the win. Grimes plants LA Knight for the 3 count. 1, 2, 3. New champion. Next match is your NXT Women's Championship match. Raquel Gonzalez versus Dakota Kai. To me, Raquel is not that fluid in the ring, but she's also super, super strong. And in this match, you had that awesome contrast between bronze versus brains, that kind of shit going on. And honestly, man, the crowd was into Kai. They barely even acknowledged Gonzalez, even though she was the champion. It kind of shows that Kai has more of that personality. Gonzalez doesn't really have a fan connection in some ways, and this match showed. Raquel always took control using her monstrous maneuvers, as in her power bombs, her suplexes, you name it. But Kai knows how Raquel works, how she is, because they were best friends before this feud even happened. Honestly, it was pretty cool to see. And man, I love Dakota Kai's scorpion kick. That move is so freaking fun to watch. And also, towards the end of the match, there were some spots that were a bit messy. And Kai getting picked up for a nice Chikona bomb off the freaking middle rope. That was awesome. Great finisher. Because it shows that it takes a lot to get Kai down for the count 3. Raquel retains 3 1/4 stars out of 5. It was good. The pacing was fine. But I could have used some more storytelling towards the end. I mean, the story was good. I could have used maybe some more time. I don't know, just it lacked something. Now, this match was my favorite match of 2021 by a mile. And I mean, from NXT to Raw to SmackDown to AEW to Impact to Japan, you name it. This is probably my favorite match in the history of NXT Black and Gold. Walter versus Draganov. Oh my god. For, of course, the iconic, now sadly gone, NXT UK Championship. Man, this match was incredible. Their first match was a year prior in 2020 with no fans in the audience. There was no crowd, so you could hear every chop echo, every kick, every freaking word being said from the back talking. It was amazing. But this match somehow was better. I don't know how. Maybe because Walter lost and that was surprising, because honestly, I mean, I've seen this match now, I think 5 times, and every single time I've watched it equally, if not more, because just seeing all the counters, all the hard spots, all the hard hits, so many amazing sequences. Guys, if you have to watch any match possible, just watch this one. I mean, Walter had an amazing 170-day reign. That's over 2 years easily. Walter was by far the best champion in a very long time. I mean, this guy killed it. Like, he held the glue for NXT's second brand, you know what I mean? And when you have a third brand, second brand, it can fall flat. And honestly, it kind of did fall flat whenever Walter was on the main roster. I'm not saying it's anyone's fault, because now they're doing NXT Europe instead of a NXT UK. So who knows what's gonna happen. Back to this match, man, the apron powerbomb was sick. It was just a giant war between chops and ooh-ah spots, and it was amazing, dude. The Moscow Torpedo for the win. Just kidding, 2 counts. And then, but man, seeing Draganov make Walter tap was phenomenal. Again, guys, please watch this match. It is on Peacock on NXT 36 TakeOver. It was seriously a masterclass of a match. Now, our conclusion to Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole's pretty goddarn good feud in 2021. After their faction broke up, sadly, it was chaos. The cool Kyle O'Reilly character wasn't that great afterwards, but you know what though? Before all that mess, we had this badass new Kyle we haven't ever seen in NXT. He's always in a tag team, you know? So seeing him being on his own was a fresh start to me. It could have been amazing. But now, it was Kyle versus Adam Cole in their third final blow-off feud match. And man, I gotta say, this match was great. This was a 2 out of 3 falls match. Every match would have a different match type. Like, the first one was just a common match. Match number 2 was a Extreme Rules match. And 3 was Solid Steel Cage! And the first fall was to Adam Cole from O'Reilly. Roll up 1, 2, 3. Now it's 1 Kyle, 0 Adam Cole. Match number 2 was the Extreme Rules match where Cole won. Obviously 1, 2, 3. Cole is now 1. And man, there were a lot of great spots in this match. I mean, the third, to me, the best out of their 3 matches here was probably the cage match. And it was the shortest one. But just seeing Kyle take all those super kicks in the face, turn it into a freaking heel hook lock, making Adam Cole tap, that was also amazing. Adam Cole is now in AEW with Kyle O'Reilly, of course. Just seeing Kyle win, I had high hopes for Kyle as a singles competitor. Because to me, his match with Finn Balor that year was also great as well. But seeing Kyle just never hold a true singles championship by himself was kind of meh. But again, I totally get it. But hey, though, overall, I would say 4.5 out of 5 stars. This match was freaking amazing. The story, the spots, just the chemistry with these two. I mean, this was just a great match. The main event, Samoa Joe versus Karrion Kross for the NXT Championship. And honestly, I was pretty hyped for this match because I never have seen this pay-per-view in particular before. And I was like, okay, you have 2 brawlers, Samoa Joe and Kross, both hard-hitting, both fast in the ring, both great in the ring, honestly. But this match didn't really work for me. So it begins with some intense fighting, some high kicks, some awesome chops. It was going pretty good. Then it was turned into Samoa Joe's sleeper hold, into the Doomsday Suplex from Karrion Kross. Then another Doomsday Suplex for another 2 count. That was when I was like, okay, it's gonna be finisher and finisher. That's kind of lame, but hey, whatever, I get it. Joe just launches himself into Kross outside the ring. That was also awesome. A crossface by Joe is implied. Then another sleeper into a cross jacket by, of course, Karrion Kross, a awesome Uranagi by Joe, then his finisher, the Muscle Buster into Kross for 1, 2, 3. Samoa Joe is your 3rd time NXT champion for one day. So, this match, it felt a bit short, and it's fine, but not really a lot happened in this match. I mean, some spots were a tad messy, some, to me, they did not have great chemistry. It was very finisher, big moves heavy, more than telling a simple story. Was it bad? No. But was it, like, main event quality match? Not really. To me, honestly, it should have been Adam Cole versus Kyle, because they had a bigger feud, a bigger blow-off match, and just a more end-to-be-all match, if I gotta say that. But overall, I would say this match was 3 out of 5 stars. It was the worst match out of the night, but if your worst match is still good, then that's pretty good to me, you know? Because to me, 3 stars isn't bad. It's just, it's good, solid wrestling. And that's not a bad thing. So overall, I'll give this pay-per-view a 8.5 out of 10. I love O'Reilly versus Adam Cole. I love opener match. Walter versus Draganov. Awesome match of the year, easily, in my opinion. But again, though, when your main event is my least favorite match, that's going to take off some points. But again, though, guys, overall, great pay-per-view. And with that, guys, don't forget to love that wrestling and to like and subscribe for more content.